Hello, and welcome to Module 2. Let me just get this set up real fast. Probably should have done this, before I started recording, but what is life? Such is life. Okay, I'm so excited about today's module. Y'all are not ready because it's going to be so good. We're going to be talking about habits, and we're going to be creating habits that are healthy and unique to us. So let me go ahead and share my screen. You and you and you. All right, here we go. We're diving into module 2. All right, so something first. This very obviously is not Philippians 4:8. This is actually Titus 1, verse 8. I want you to go grab your lovely home planner. I want you to go grab your lovely home planner if you don't have it yet, because all of your worksheets for today's video module is going to be right here. Also, I apologize. I'm feeling chaotic today. So we're going to have a chaotic day, but it's going to be great. It's going to be crazy. All right. Your life. Be hospitable, one who loves what is good, who is self-controlled, upright, holy, and disciplined. All right. I'm into that. Let us keep going. In today's video, we are here. We're going to create our rhythms. We're going to work on some goal setting, and we're going to cut some old habits. Oh, yeah, we are. It's going to be so amazing. Let me move you. Fun fact, before we do this, when I created the Lovely Home Planner, I 1000% created it for me because I needed help and I needed grace. And when I got married, I said, I may have already told you all this, but I had like a breakdown moment in my apartment, freshly married. I was like 2 months married, and I started sobbing because I was overwhelmed with all of the guilt that comes with getting married for the first time. And you want to be the best wife ever, and you just pile so many expectations on your shoulders that end up crushing you. And I had this moment where I just started sobbing and I didn't yell out, but I like very passionately said, in all by myself in my apartment, Lord, where is the grace? And I wanted to find a home planner that did not tell me what to do, because I don't want things to tell me what to do. I don't want to copy and paste what other people are telling me to do. I want to know how to do it myself, and I want to learn how to do it myself. Um, because it has to be unique to you in your life. But anyways, I wanted a planner that didn't tell me what to do in my home, but would help me focus on grace and give me like little guidelines of what to do in my home. So yes, that is why the Lovely Home Planner was born. And when I was creating this planner, my word that I used all the time was routine. Routine. And you might be thinking, Evelyn, that's okay, right? It is. It totally is. Routine is really close to rhythm, but for a female brain, the word rhythm actually scientifically just works better. So we're going to be talking about rhythms today. Even though your planner says routine, we're going to be doing rhythms. Okay. Our morning rhythm, y'all, our morning rhythm is a beautiful thing. But you know what's even better? Oh, it's locked. Your nighttime. We're actually going to do this in reverse order, because your nighttime routine, your nighttime rhythm is what rolls you into your morning rhythm. A lot of people start with the morning rhythm because it's the morning, that's the beginning. But in order to have a successful morning rhythm, let's start with having a successful evening rhythm, nighttime rhythm. So I'm going to explain to y'all in a different screen what a morning, or like how we can go about creating morning rhythms and evening rhythms that best suit our brains and best suit our seasons of life and us unique as a whole. So let's go ahead and dive in over here. Sorry, don't mind me. I'm not tech savvy. I'm not. Okay. When creating a habit, it's a super mindful experience, right? Your mind is what's choosing everything that needs to happen. And whenever you are creating a habit, your amygdala flags it, your prefrontal cortex determines how to react to it, and then your hippocampus remembers how you reacted as well as how you didn't. Another thing that people talk about a lot is the habit loop. The habit loop was created by Charles Duhigg, and it is cue, craving, response, and reward. So say you want to create the habit of feeling alert. Your cue is you're feeling tired. Your craving is you want to feel alert, you want energy. The response is whatever you can do to help you feel more energy, which a lot of the time is drinking coffee or a caffeinated beverage. And the reward to that response is feeling more alert. Your reward is the routine. So this is a great resource. The habit loop is a beautiful visual that can help you understand habits, but it also is important to remember that the habit loop was created by a man. I love men. I'm married to one. They're great. Men are phenomenal. But scientifically speaking, our brains, women brains, work differently than a man's brain. So men tend to be more routine minded, and women tend to be more rhythm minded. So when we are creating a habit, we have to be very mindful. We have to ask ourselves, how is my amygdala reacting to this habit I may or may not be trying to create? What series of actions is my prefrontal cortex wanting to perform and not perform for this said habit? Sorry, you're probably wondering why on earth I just did that. I am seeing this like glare and I'm trying to see if I can get rid of it, but I don't think I can. All right, whatever. So, sorry. Prefrontal cortex, what series of actions is my prefrontal cortex wanting to perform or not perform for the said habit? And then, what is my hippocampus going to remember from this experience? So your amygdala is going off, creating the cue for the habit. The prefrontal cortex is creating the response to the habit. And then the hippocampus is remembering the reward to the habit. I put this picture here to remember to talk about doom scrolling. So a lot of the times we talk about good habits when it comes to creating a habit, like how can we create a good habit? Let's talk about how we can distinguish a bad habit. If you have the habit of doom scrolling, it's important to look at the habit and ask, what is my amygdala saying about this habit? When I'm doom scrolling, my amygdala is feeling peace, but it's also feeling frustration because I don't want to be doom scrolling. I don't want to get in this weird time warp trap. I'm not wanting to waste time. I want to be productive. And so those are all feelings that my amygdala is reacting to. And then that produces a series of actions. I can either keep doom scrolling because that's going to band-aid my amygdala and make my amygdala calm down, or I can put my phone down. I can put time locking apps on my phone, or I can delete apps off my phone in general. Those are different actions. And then I choose what action I want, and then my hippocampus will remember the response. So it will remember wow, I feel pretty good after I just turned off my phone. And that's what I'm going to remember the next time I'm about to start doom scrolling. It's like, wait, remember when you really liked the feeling of being productive while not being on your phone? That is the that's the hippocampus sending you that memory and telling you, don't get stuck in this time warp. So, anyways, it's a very mindful experience. We already talked about this. Let me just skip ahead. Okay, now we're going to discuss rhythms or routines. What is a rhythm? Rhythms flow like a thread. They are a series of things or actions that are all connected. It's like a walk down a scenic path where you can stop and stare when you want to, and the scenery changes with each step. It's all part of the same path, but the scenery changes, and it's more like a curb on the road instead of the road itself. So they serve as pillars instead of each individual brick of a house. So if you're building a house, or like if we think of our temple, we talked about this in the Mind extra bonus video that I really hope you watched. And if you didn't watch it, then you need to go back and watch it because it's so good. Um, yes, sorry. So if you think of that house, your temple, and your pillars, a habit, like a routine, is more like bricks instead of pillars. So they are still getting the job done by helping hold up this roof. But if they're misplaced, or if they're gone, or if they're cracked or falling over, then the roof is not going to be as sturdy. Like it's going to be more, that was probably really weird to watch. A temp Pillars help serve as guidelines, and it keeps a sound structure without as much work. So yes, it's basically, anyways, we'll talk about more later. What is a routine? A routine is a group of specific habits that lead you to the end goal. It's like a staircase where each step is a different habit. It's also more like a domino train. The success of each domino affects the end result. Routines are more strict and less grace-filled because instead of pillars that hold up the roof, they're individual bricks. And if that collapses, like if one habit collapses, the whole wall can possibly collapse and go haywire and be crazy. And also, with the domino train picture, think of your dominoes going down. Sometimes dominoes, one will fall and then the next one won't. What are you supposed to do then? Then you're going to be feeling guilty because it wasn't a perfect domino train. And now, like when you go to push that domino over, you're kind of depressed. Like it's all a mind game. It's all insane. So instead of thinking it as a domino train, where the success of each task determines the success of the day overall, I want you to instead think of a walkway. And I want you to think of that path, that scenic path, where the journey from start to finish is the same. The guides, like there's a general guideline, but what you do can change day to day. So over here, we have an example of a rhythm. I would not say this is something that you should be trying to do right away, because this is a lot. But a rhythm is more like a thread, it's more free. This is where you have general guidelines where instead of having strict things to do, you have the general gist of things, like overall things you want to get done that can fall under one word instead of a whole bunch of different things. So something lovely would be like reading a book, making a coffee, journaling, painting a picture, like I don't watching a show, like things that make you feel like the beautiful person that you are. This is when you do something lovely. So whenever we talked in module 1 about creating a lovely list, this is what that is. When you create a lovely list, then that means you are devoting time to recognizing what makes you feel lovely so that you can remember to do something lovely in your rhythm. Something helpful. This is whenever you pour into things outside of yourself. Like that's it is for yourself, but it's not just for yourself. Like something lovely helps you devote time to just yourself. Something helpful helps you devote time to your whole household. Um, Unloading the dishwasher, doing the laundry, cleaning a whole room if you want to, decluttering or yeah, decluttering for 10 minutes or just tidying for 10. Like that is something helpful. That all of that you can do all of those things or you can just do one of those things. Something active. This is when you move your body. This is you pouring into your temple physically, not just mentally, but physically. Going on a walk, going and doing yoga, doing a whole workout class, going to the gym if you want to, doing 15 jumping jacks. Like something active can be any one of those things and not just strictly 25 minutes of yoga every single day. Something body, this is for me, something body is where I pour into my physical appearance. So this is where I'll do my makeup. This is where I'll get dressed for the day. This is where I'll wash my face and moisturize. This is where I'll put my sunscreen on if I remember, or my sunshine tallow cream from Nimi Skincare, which I really like, by the way. It's really good. Um, but yes, something body is when you're pouring into your physical like being, like appearance, I guess, as much or as little as you want to. Something holy is spending time with the Lord in whatever way God calls you to spend time with Him that day. And then something hubby is when you spend time with your hubby. Like you can do anything and everything with your hubby. It doesn't have to be drink coffee with your hubby every day. So I'm hoping that this is helpful, knowing that these are bricks. These are all different steps of your staircase, whereas this is a column. And a column can serve you throughout your whole day. And it serves as a thread because there is so much freedom in a rhythm. This was something I was running into a lot when I was creating routines. I would write down the things I wanted to do, and then I would get frustrated because I would say journal for 10 was on there or something. And I would be like, I don't want to journal. I want to read, or I want to do this, or I want to do that. I felt like I couldn't because then my habit tracker would be missing a square on the journaling box because I didn't want to journal that day. And it's so silly how something so small like that can cause a trap in our brain to make us feel guilty. So the rhythms method over here, having something lovely, having a general guide gives you so much freedom and so much peace and helps you rest in so much grace. So if you're a woman, please, please consider doing the rhythm method instead of the brick method. Trying to think. Yeah, we'll just move on. So what is something you crave? Oh, no, I lied. We're gonna go over and we're sorry. We're going to dive into this part now. And we're going to we're going to start with our nighttime rhythm, and then we're going to create our morning rhythm. Now, again, instead of doing strict things, please come up with guidelines for you to follow instead of specific to-dos. Because specific to-dos, excuse me. Wow, okay, that was crazy. Specific to-dos will lead to guilt when they're missed. Guidelines that are really easy for you to remember and give you the freedom to choose whatever you want still gives you structure, but follows a thread that will lead you throughout your day. So I'm going to tell you my nighttime routine. I don't want you to copy and paste it unless it's something that you're like, yeah, no, that really meshes with me and my season of life. My nighttime routine is where I'll do something lovely. I will pour into myself. I will do, this is where I could do like journaling or reading. Usually it's reading, um, or sitting on my phone for 10 minutes, like just something lovely, doing something lovely for me. And then I'll do something hubby. I'll pour into my husband. I will talk to him. I will watch a show with him. I will connect with him. I will go on a walk with him. Like I will just pour into that relationship. That's something hubby. Then I have something holy. I want to spend time in prayer. I want to spend time just thanking God for my day and what he did for me. Sometimes this is a whole like elaborate Bible study. This is sometimes a Bible study that me and my husband will do. Um, Most of the time, it's just me falling asleep praying, to be honest, but I will do something holy at night, something helpful. I want to finish my day doing something helpful in my home. So whether that's like tidying for 10 minutes, um, cleaning up the kitchen from dinner, uh, sometimes it's prepping a load of laundry for the next day, um, or tidying up my bathroom because my bathroom can get a little chaotic throughout the day. That's something helpful. And then I want to do something body. I want to wash my face. Sometimes I'll do a face mask. Sometimes I'll do like those eye mask things. Sometimes it'll be showering, brushing my teeth. Like that is my nighttime rhythm. So there was not a single specific thing on there. There were just general guidelines that gave me freedom to choose whatever I want, but still gives me some sort of structure. I'll show you what mine looks like. So I don't know if you can see that. Hold on. Let me make this bigger. Can you see? Can you see that? Hold on. Hold on. No, you cannot. Okay. Cool. I all right, well, just look real close. Okay. So you see how it like looks like a thread? That is that's how I decided to make it look, just so that um sorry. Now I'm trying to make me small again. Okay, just so that it gives me this visual of following my path. Okay. Your something helpful could also be setting your clothes out for the next day. Like pouring into how you can make your next day easier. It all starts at night. It all starts at night. So now it's your turn. I want you to go through and design what your guidelines will be. And then we're going to move over and do our morning rhythm. All right, I'm going to pause. No, that's not what I want. I hit the wrong pause button. Okay, so you should have just done your nighttime routine. And maybe you did your morning rhythm, but let's go ahead and do our morning rhythm now. My morning rhythm, it follows the same picture. So as a whole together, it's a giant thread that like puts me through both days, and it's a constant thread just going. So my morning rhythm is I do something lovely, which is usually making coffee, if I'm being honest. Like that's my something lovely in the morning. And then I do something body. I get ready for my day with my physical appearance. I will do something active. I will do something holy. I will do something helpful. And on the days where I can, I will do something hubby. A lot of the time in the morning, my something hubby is non-existent because I go to work, and if he's off, he's sleeping in. If he is working, I try to wake up when he gets up a lot earlier than me when he's working, and I'll try to get up to spend time with him. That doesn't happen all the time. But when it does happen, it's always nice. So now I want you to go through and create general guidelines for your morning, because having a morning rhythm is so important. So important. Like just today, I was doing my morning rhythm, and I was so thankful that I had this list of guidelines for me to follow throughout my morning. because it helped me not rush. It was so nice to have just a peaceful guideline that led me from point A to point B and be able to just walk through it with grace was so nice instead of rushing and with my amygdala going off feeling overwhelmed. Having a morning rhythm really helps your brain stay present in the moment, and it's just beautiful. So yes, now we're gonna create, oh, sorry. Oh, don't look ahead. Now we're gonna create your morning rhythm. All right. Three, two. Oh, and if you have any questions about this, and if you are wanting to just connect with me more on this, we can book a lovely rhythms call if you want to do that, and we'll like dive deep into it, like deep into it. Or you can always email us at shopallthingslovelyco@gmail.com, or you can DM us always at allthingslovely.co. So I'm going to pause the recording again, and we are going to do our morning rhythm. All right, so your morning rhythm should be ready to go for you to start doing. And I hope you're excited about tonight because tonight you'll get to start your nighttime rhythm for the first time ever, and that will roll you into your morning rhythm. So it's going to be so good. All right, now we are going to, am I? Hold on. Where am I? I don't see me. Hello. Oh, okay, there we are. Sorry. I told you I was feeling chaotic today. Okay, we are going to dive into these letters now because these letters are stunning. Stunning. The first time I wrote these letters, I cried. Not this one necessarily, but this one, I cried. I sobbed like a baby. Okay, but this one is where we're going to be goal planning. We are going to write a letter to ourselves a year from now. And during this time, I want you to use all five of your senses. I want you to think about what you're going to be seeing in a year. What are you going to be hearing in a year? What are you going to be feeling in a year? What are you going to be tasting in a year? And what would you like to smell in a year? I know that's kind of weird, but when you use all five of your senses, it is such a beautiful thing. Such a beautiful thing. So we're going to write out these. I want you to give yourself grace. I want you to dream big. Okay. I want you to dream big. Like God is a God of power and he is amazing and he can do anything and everything he wants to do. So imagine what God can do in 365 days. I know when I was writing this letter the last time, I wasn't really thinking this was going to happen, but I wrote it down anyways. And I wrote down, Nathan and I are going to be house shopping. God opened the door, and now my husband and I are in our own home. Like, we were just going to be shopping. But within the year, he had us close on a home and move into it. And he just blessed us so amazingly with this home. So, yes, God is so cool. And just what he will do in a year is incredible. So I want you to write to your future self, be kind to your future self. Don't be expecting perfection from your future self because that is not going to happen. And just write out a love, like write a love letter to yourself a year from now because you are so lovely and you deserve a love letter. All right, I'm going to pause and you need to go and do that. Okay. Okay. Okay, so you just wrote your letter. I'm so proud of you. Good job. Because that's hard. It's hard to do that. My letter was all the way down. It was pretty long. Like, just look at this. Look at this letter. Look how long she is. She's so pretty. Um, okay, and now we're gonna do the thing that made me cry. We're gonna write a letter to who we have been. During this letter, I want you to address your past. I want you to forgive yourself. I want you to give your past self grace. And I want you to call out the bad habits of your past self because who you were yesterday is not who you are today, and who you are today is not who you're going to be tomorrow. That sounds like something that should be like on a Dollar General coffee mug. But it's true because your your thoughts towards your past affect who you are in the present, and your thoughts towards the future affect who you are in the present. But if you are constantly forgiving your past self, your future self is always going to start with grace. Okay. So, yes, forgive yourself. Okay. And it's gonna be uncomfortable. Like, don't be scared to be uncomfortable with honesty. Be honest with yourself. It's okay. God already knows. God already knows. Anything that you're thinking about, that sin that you've been battling with, that bad habit that you're constantly running to, even though you don't want to, the things that you're saying to yourself, thinking that no one can hear you, God knows all of it. All of it. So I want you to forgive yourself, rest in grace, and also I want you to just take all of that and rest it and give it to give it to God. Put it at the foot of the cross. Jesus paid for it already. Um, you are not your own. You were bought at a price. Therefore, honor God with your bodies. 1 Corinthians 6:19. Actually, I think that's 20. So yes, you can do this. This is gonna be a beautiful letter for you. I know it is because it's always a beautiful letter for me. And I'm already really proud of you. Okay? Like I know you're like, how can you be proud of me? You don't know me. I'm proud of you because I've done this. I've done this several times. It is hard each and every time because each and every time I'm having to forgive myself for thinking I'm gonna be perfect 365 days later. I have not met, okay, in every single one of these letters to my future self, I have asked the question, hey, are you finally like at this physical goal, like with my body? Are you like finally fit? Are you finally healthy? Are you finally like on track with your physical self? Every single time I have to forgive myself for feeling like a failure for not being able to answer yes to that. So, anyways, again, vulnerability. I'm just going to stop talking so you can start writing. But yes, enjoy this letter. Take your time. Don't rush this letter. This is a great letter, okay? It is not meant to be rushed. In fact, pray over this letter before you do it. Because God may reveal things to you that you need to say that you didn't know you needed to say. All right, go ahead, write your letter. You did that. You did it. I am so proud of you, first of all, because that's hard. And I'm just really, really proud of you. So, um, let's jump back over. You thought we were done? You silly goose. We're not done. Um, let's jump back over here because I want to talk to you some more about this. Um, no, we're gonna skip that. Okay. We already talked about this, so let me skip. Okay. This is something that I call your day pillars. Um, if you want to have just a general singular pillar for your entire day, that is a-okay. If you would like to structure your day with multiple pillars, that is also okay. I currently have 4 pillars. This is only 3, but I currently have 4. I have my morning rhythm, I have my midday rhythm, I have my evening rhythm, and I have my nighttime rhythm. During my morning rhythm, that's whenever we've already talked about that, so I don't really need to dive into that. My midday rhythm is whenever I'm at work. So I will usually do these are just examples, by the way. So this is not my particular rhythms. But in my midday rhythm, I will be working. So I'll say something helpful at work, something lovely at work, and I do something holy. So my something holy is actually in my midday rhythm, which is kind of funny because I'm pretty sure I said earlier it was in my morning rhythm, but that has recently changed because my season of life right now, it's better for it to be while I'm at work is doing my something holy. So, anyways, that is my midday rhythm. My evening rhythm is when I do something dinner, something helpful, something home, and something ember. So that is what I do in my evening rhythm. And something home is whenever I pour into my home rhythm, which is, we'll talk about that in module 3. But yeah, it's so good. So that's my evening rhythm, my evening pillar. And my nighttime rhythm is, we've already talked about that, where I pour into all those things. So do not necessarily feel like you need to start with this right away. I kind of like some people do time blocking. I've tried time blocking. It's a little hard for me to time block, but just because of the way that my brain works, it's too boxy for me. I need something more fluid. And so having this midday thread and like this picture of this thread threading me throughout my day and all of these things are happening on my thread is helpful for me. Um, your day pillars can be all of these things or just one. Sometimes, if I'm in a really busy season, I will just focus, like forget even the word morning, midday, or nighttime. I will just focus on the word rhythm. And at the end of the day, I will ask, okay, did I do something helpful? Did I do something lovely? Did I do something active? Did I do something holy? Like I will run through those questions in my brain, and that'll be my day rhythm. And that happens more often than not. So don't feel like you have to do this, but I would rather you start just engraving the guidelines that you have in your own brain so that you can just easily be like, okay, time to do something helpful and do it. Instead of having like, okay, I need to go check my planner to see what my midday rhythm is, and then oh, I need to check my planner to see what my evening rhythm is. Like instead of doing that and feeling like I don't know. There's just something chaotic about it. But just like remember your guidelines. And also, I need to say this. You do not have to do any of these in like in any specific order. So just because something lovely is on top doesn't mean I'm doing that first. I usually will do something body first. So don't feel like your things, your guidelines are your dominoes that you have to hit in a specific order in order to get to point A to point B. They can be whatever order you want. So that's another freeing thing, an absolutely beautiful thing about this process. Okay. I want you to create your lovely bank. Your lovely list that we talked about earlier in module 1. I'm wanting you to create a lovely bank. If you didn't do it then, you're doing it now. Your lovely bank is whenever you are having a list of things that make you feel like the beautiful person that God created you to be, and whenever you are wanting to spend time for yourself alone or whatever, you can pull things from your lovely bank. I have a whole notebook filled of things that make me feel lovely. And honestly, um, these things are all over the place. Like, look at this, eating a Pop-Tart. I love the way a Pop-Tart looks. I love the way the little holes on top of it look. And if you flip it over and you look at the backside of the Pop-Tart, you can see the impressions from the conveyor belt that the Pop-Tart rode on at the factory. That, for ever since I was a little girl, was so lovely to me. And that is a weird thing that I recognize is unique to me. So, what are those weird, random goodness, like little pieces of goodness that can be on your lovely bank. Um, Something like, oh, another weird thing that's lovely to me, when you're driving over a bridge and you hear the I love that sound. And that is something that has been lovely to me my entire life. I remember being really little and saying to my mom, I like how that sounds. So those little things that are really weird but make you feel good, those are lovely things that belong on your lovely bank. So yeah, when I'm having a bad day, I'm just gonna go drive over a bridge. Ah, okay. So yes, I want you to create your lovely bank. I want you to have Jesus things on there. I want you to have hobbies that you can go and physically do. And I also want you to have random things that you enjoy. Okay. Oh my gosh. Am I gonna do this today? No, this is gonna be a bonus video. Okay, we're gonna make it a because this day has already gone on too long. Silly me, not being organized. What? Not knowing when to start and stop a video? What? Okay, so we have officially done module 2. Give yourself a pat on the back. I'm so proud of you. You're awesome. I am excited for us to dive into module 3. This is where we're going to go and talk all about your home, and it's going to be a wonderful time. Wonderful time. We're gonna have so much fun. Okay. You're lovely, and so is your home, so is your mind, and so is your life. Okay. Enjoy making your lovely bank. And anytime you have something just pop in your head, like, oh, that's lovely to me, write it down, girl. Write it down. All right. Okay, that's it. That's all. Have an amazing day. I will see you all in the next module. Goodbye. And now you're gonna awkwardly stare at me as I try to figure out how to